A guy was peacefully sketching a face when a spider nearby started watching him like it was studying art school lessons. Suddenly the phone rang, and the guy walked into the other room to answer it. The second he left, the spider rushed down, grabbed the pencil, and started drawing like a professional artist. But right when the spider was showing off its skills, the guy yelled from the other room. The spider panicked, dropped the pencil, and ran away at full speed. When the man came back, he saw his sketch completely ruined. Turns out the spider was the worst artist of all time. One sunny day, a little caterpillar was climbing up a big green leaf, minding her own business. Suddenly, boing, the leaf bent down, and before she knew it, she went flying through the air like a tiny superhero. Wee thud! She landed far, far away. A little later, a slow and squishy snail crawled onto the same leaf. But guess what? Hiding behind the stem was a naughty grasshopper. He was pushing the leaf down with his leg and letting it go, boing, just to watch everyone go flying. He thought it was the funniest thing ever. Hee hee, leaf launch time, he giggled. Then 2 little bugs showed up. The grasshopper grinned and, boing, sent them zooming through the air too. But this time, the bugs were not laughing. Oh no, they were mad. The bugs came back with a plan. Let's show that jumpy jerk how it feels, they whispered. They grabbed the plant, bent it way down, and while the grasshopper was sitting on top, they let go. Sprowing. The grasshopper flew so high he saw clouds. He landed right in the middle of a herd of cows and swatted him with her tail. Whack! Straight into a big, squishy pile of cow poop. And that's how the mischievous grasshopper learned a very stinky lesson. Once upon a time, there was a honeybee house in one place. Every day, the honeybees would come out, collect honey from flowers, and then fly back home like disciplined office workers. They sucked nectar from flowers very seriously, no breaks, no drama. One day, a fly was watching them and thought, why should bees have all the fun? So the fly also started collecting nectar from flowers, pretending to be hardworking. By evening, the honeybees flew back to their house. The fly followed them, but the bees said, hey, this is a members-only society, and chased her away. That night, the fly worked all night and built her own house. Next morning, there was a fly's house right next to the bee's house. The bees didn't like it and pushed her house a little farther away. Later, a man came to collect honey. He took 4 bottles from the bee's house and 3 bottles from the fly's house. The bees were shocked. Like, excuse me? Insects competition. At one place, a lot of people were ice skating in the snow. At the same time, there was also a funny competition going on between a snail and a caterpillar. An ant came to start the race. As soon as she pressed the stopwatch button, the snail began skating, moving forward skillfully and crossing over small sticks on the ground. Everyone was watching with excitement. The snail crossed the finish line in 41 seconds. Then the caterpillar slipped and struggled a bit, taking 50 seconds to reach the finish line. So, the snail won the first round. Next came the long jump round. The snail jumped and landed 46 inches away. Then the caterpillar took his turn, and he broke the snail's record. This time, the caterpillar won. Finally, it was time for the skating race. The caterpillar jumped from a height and accidentally landed right on top of the snail. Both of them slid forward together and crossed the finish line at the same time. So the match ended in a tie. One quiet afternoon, on a lonely road, a fly was driving her little bus full of other flies. Everyone was chilling, buzzing around, having a good time. But then, out of nowhere, a sneaky spider spotted them. The spider licked her lips and thought, that looks like lunch on wheels. So she jumped into her bright yellow car, because apparently spiders drive now, and started following the fly bus. The fly noticed the spider's car coming up fast in her mirror. Not today, Satan. She floored the gas pedal, and suddenly it was like Fast and Furious. Insect drift. The bus was flying down the road, literally. The spider got angry. She hit the gas and rammed right into the back of the fly's bus. But the fly didn't stop. Nope. She just kept speeding forward like a true action hero. That made the spider even madder. She pulled up right next to the bus, glaring at the fly with all 8 of her eyes. She swerved, hit the spider's car. The yellow car crashed into a rock. bounced once, and landed straight into a massive pile of cow poop. A cow standing nearby just stared at the mess, chewing grass like, bruh. Meanwhile, the fly and her crew buzzed away happily, thinking they just won the ultimate road battle. But fate's got a sense of humor because at the end of the day, no matter how far a fly goes, her destiny is always. One day, a group of ants entered a house. They climbed up and made their way through the wash basin, eventually reaching the kitchen. They were there to get food. There were some sweets and bananas placed on the counter. The ants quickly picked up the sweets and began heading back. But just as the last ant was about to leave with a piece of sweet, she noticed the bananas. She immediately dropped the sweet and went toward the bananas instead. She tried her best to pull one, but it was way too heavy for her. While the other ants had already reached the stairs, this one was still struggling. Suddenly, the banana slipped and got stuck in the sink. The ant gave up on that one and went for a second banana. But this one fell straight into the machine. She went for a third one. This time it fell down and rolled away. The fourth banana also fell and got spoiled. Finally, the fifth banana dropped but didn't break. The ant managed to grab it and started climbing the stairs. But just then, the banana slipped from her grip and fell down the stairs, breaking apart. Determined, the ant went back for more bananas, but by then all the bananas were gone. In the end, she had no choice but to settle for the sweet after all. There was a beautiful swimming pool, and near it on a plant lived a big spider who had built her web there. Nearby, a small spider had also spun her own web on the same plant. One day, a fly came buzzing by, but accidentally bumped into the plant and fell into the water. Her wings got wet, and she fainted. Seeing this, both spiders thought of catching the fly. The big spider rushed first, climbing onto a piece of foam that was floating in the pool and started heading toward the fly. But the foam began to fill with water and sink. The big spider barely managed to crawl out, soaked and struggling. Just then, the little spider came with a glass, sat inside it, and started floating toward the fly to catch her. The big spider, not wanting the little one to succeed, started throwing olives at her to sink her. The olives worked, and the small spider also began to sink. Meanwhile, the fly slowly began to regain consciousness. The big spider quickly spun a web across the swimming pool and tried to use it to reach the fly. But just as she reached, the little spider appeared from the other side, and both ended up falling into the water. At that moment, the fly fully woke up, flapped her wings, and flew away safely. Both spiders were left with nothing, empty-handed and dripping wet, like nothing happened. Meanwhile, the spider just sat there, web all messed up, toys everywhere, wondering why she didn't just stay in bed that day. In a dense jungle, heavy rain was pouring down. To protect itself from the rain, a spider was sitting inside a small hole, but the cold was intense, and the spider began to shiver. After the rain finally stopped, the spider came out and climbed back onto its web, hoping an insect would get trapped because it was extremely hungry. Soon, a fly flew into the web and got stuck. As the spider rushed to catch it, the spider suddenly sneezed due to a cold and fell down from the web. Struggling but determined, the spider climbed back up again. This time, just as it was about to grab the fly, it sneezed once more. The web started shaking up and down, almost like it was made of rubber. The spider grabbed onto a small stone to steady itself, but the stone was lifted into the air along with the spider by the bouncing web. When the spider fell back down, the stone dropped right onto it. In the end, as the spider tried one last time to reach the fly managed to free itself from the web and escaped. The spider was left behind, cold, injured, and still hungry. It hit like and subscribe for more videos. One fine morning, a happy little snail slid out of his cozy shell house. He was humming to himself, moving slowly but proudly across some big rocks like a tiny adventurer on a grand journey. Life was good, but then, dun dun dun, a black bug appeared from the bushes. He was crawling fast, straight toward the snail like he was late for an insect meeting. The snail heard the creepy little footsteps behind him and froze. His eyes widened. Oh no! Something's coming for me. And in pure snail style, slow but dramatic, he pulled himself back into his shell. The black bug zoomed right past him without even noticing. After a moment, the snail peeked out, realized he was safe, and continued his journey like nothing happened. Soon, both of them reached a road. The bug, being a cautious little guy, looked left and right like a professional traffic officer. Cars are scary, he muttered, before bravely starting to cross. Halfway across, honk, car appeared out of nowhere. The black bug panicked, screamed like a cartoon character, and sprinted back to the sidewalk, heart pounding. The snail, meanwhile, finally arrived. He didn't even look both ways. Nope, he just started crossing the road at his super snail speed, totally chill like he owned the place. The bug watched in horror. Dude, what are you doing? You'll be snail pancake in 3 seconds. A car came speeding down the road. The bug squeezed his eyes shut. He couldn't bear to watch. But when he opened them, the snail was fine. He had somehow made it to the other side, completely unharmed. Maybe cars respect the grind of a confident snail. The snail looked back proudly, wiggled his tiny eye stalks, and gave the bug a look like, "See? Easy." But the poor bug was still shaking, terrified to cross. Cars zoomed by again and again. Both stared at each other, stuck on opposite sides of the road, like a sad slow-motion love story. Then the snail did something heroic. He turned around, slid back across the road, again, reached the bug, and said in his squeaky voice, "Hop on, buddy. I got you." The bug hesitated, then climbed onto the snail's shell like it was a taxi ride from heaven. Together, they slowly crossed the road, cars honking, drivers confused, but the duo unstoppable. When they finally made it, the bug shouted, "We did it!" From that day, the black bug and the snail became best friends. The spider, the fly, and the magic cane. Once upon a time, in a beautiful garden full of flowers, there lived a little spider. When suddenly, buzz buzz, a fly zoomed in. The spider's eyes lit up. "Lunch time," she thought, and whoosh, she jumped down to catch the fly. But the sneaky fly was too fast. It zipped away and accidentally flew straight into a weird shiny cane lying on the ground. The spider chased after it and jumped in too. Poof! Both of them popped out the other end, right in the middle of a busy road. It turns out that the cane was a teleportation cane. The fly buzzed off again, and the spider chased her, straight back into the cane. This time, whoosh, they ended up floating in outer space. The fly was having fun. I'm flying among the stars." But the spider was like, "No web, no gravity, new." Still, the spider wouldn't give up. She jumped back into the cane after the fly, and zap, they popped out again, right into a swimming pool. The fly easily flew away, laughing. The poor spider? She floated in the middle of the pool, stuck in the magic cane, yelling,